making pizza, right? Can you help me, Ness? So basically I'm making pizza from scratch, vegetarian pizza. I already made the dough. I don't even use yeast, I just use baking soda and baking powder, which sometimes doesn't really rise that much. Like this time it didn't really rise very much, but it doesn't really matter because it's like a super thin crust, so I just roll it out really thin, so it's almost like a cracker, so it doesn't have to rise that much. So it's really easy because I always have this kind of stuff in the house. So you could just buy a tomato sauce, but because the tomatoes are in season and so good right now that I'm just making a tomato sauce. So fry up some onion. As we say here in Spain, I'm making this sofrito. Basically, onion.
Caramelized enough.
Okay. So then I put the garlic in. You don't want the garlic to cook too much. I think I always have cooked this garlic way too much. My mother-in-law says it's
overcooked garlic can ruin food, yeah.
Yeah. I put this in now, would you say?
Sure.
And then it's all about just letting the tomato cook. So put a little salt in now. Put a lot of tomato in. You got to put more salt in and cut the acid. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Buy everything in bulk, so that's why, you know, it kind of comes out. A little bit of kale and a little bit of broccoli. And I try to use the entire stalk. And then, I have a little bit of seitan here. Seitan's probably a little too sweet for pizza for my taste. I'd actually prefer tofu. Tofu works really well, but we have it. It's starting to go bad, so I'm just going to use it.
How much do you think you spend this time?
I normally can make about 2 pizzas, and I spent probably 25 cents on the tomatoes. They're totally in season. 30 cents on broccoli, a little bit of seitan, whatever that adds up to. And the flour I buy in bulk, and it's pretty cheap. So I'm doing all the veggies and stuff, maybe a little over €1, but probably it doesn't. Not even €2, not even $2.
It's not because the food is...
No, it's all good food. It's just you have to... Well, cheese actually can be kind of costly. Mozzarella's pretty cheap. I try not to use too much because I try to cut down on dairy because dairy is really not the best thing for the planet. You know, it's still cows and all the methane and greenhouse gases and stuff that cows emit. But a little bit, I feel like I'm not a purist. You know, it's one way to have something different because we eat a lot of beans and rice. So I'm trying to just mix things up a little bit.
Beans, rice, pasta.
We eat a lot of beans and rice and pasta. Yeah. This is really not. I mean, most people would grate it, but I'm actually trying to just do a time-savers pizza. This is very... I just made this recipe, to be honest, so I'm
Honey. So, is it difficult to make the dough?
No, the dough I literally just threw in whatever amount she wanted, so that's probably why it didn't rise very much, but it doesn't really matter. It's like when you're making a cracker more than you're making a bread, it doesn't really matter if it rises or not. I just put in a little some spelt flour. It's an older flour, so we're better at digesting it. It's gluten-free, right?
It's a more primitive flour.
Our bodies are more adjusted to it, I believe, is what they say. So it's usually a lot more expensive to buy any kind of spelt breads or things like that. But spelt flour isn't that expensive at my bulk store. Alright, I just rolled out one pizza. And Ness, you're helping. You're making little snails, right? Snail pizza, so it's super thin. So it works like a cracker. I don't have a rolling pin, so I just used a wine bottle. I mean, I'm really not a cook, so this is ridiculous how inventive this recipe is. I try to at least make 2 at a time because I don't want to like turn on the oven and actually do the whole process just to make one. I probably could make more even, but right now I'm making 2. So then just start rolling it out, and I just get it as thin as I possibly can. Because if you know that it's not really going to rise much, you really don't want too thick. Plus, I like it like this. Yeah, I'm really trying to come up with more vegetarian recipes. So this was just kind of I was trying to avoid buying industrial yeast, so I like the idea of just trying baking soda and baking powder. Okay. Great thing about this, it just seems to work. I mean, I've done it a bunch of times, and every time it's been with different ingredients, and it seems to work. And I'm also not preheating the oven, because I read that you don't really need to preheat the oven. Put this on. Any experienced cook is probably thinking right now, what is she doing? But the thing is, I like how it tastes, so it may not be the most beautiful pizza, but it tastes really good. It's cheap. It's fairly easy because I'm not really worrying about how it goes. I mean,
it's not a ton of work.
Yeah. It's more work than...
Plus it's fun, right?
You know, yeah. It's sort of, there's something satisfying about rolling out pizza dough. I don't know. It's like, you see a result, you know? I think she likes it. Normally she's really entertaining when we do this. So, put a little cheese on. I mean, there are ways to do cheeseless pizza, but right now, I haven't totally given up on the dairy, and plus I feel like being pregnant, I'll just go without an excuse for getting my calcium. But you don't need a ton of cheese. I think it works. It's just all in moderation, you know? All right, I think this is good. You can see how it's like a cracker. It's like a cracker here. It's pretty thin, and then it just kind of all cooks together. There's no real system here, but it was easy. Have my second one for snacks for tomorrow. This one for dinner tonight. Yeah, just cut it up and eat. Good to you. Good. Is it too hot to make you? Do you like it? Oh, just he likes it. You never know how it's going to turn out. I probably cooked this for about 20 minutes. It's funny because it's not totally cracker. I mean, it's kind of a little bit doughy, even without the yeast.
What seitan?
You want seitan? I thought you didn't like seitan. I was avoiding that. Okay. She had a little veggie baby. She likes seitan. My goals for this pizza was to use spelt. It's supposed to be a healthy flour, and trying to find more vegetarian meals. Also get vegetables in there. She eats her vegetables on it. Definitely the cheapest pizza you can buy, do, have, eat.
Okay. So let's eat it.
Let me see.